That's it on the board.
Welcome back to another episode of the Wrestling Around. But no, you throw me off there, Peters, because you've got a fucking carrot on your head. This is
Better
the
than a chip bag.
Wrestling Roundup. This is the news show. This is where we go through the week's biggest wrestling news in the world of wrestling. And joining me is the world famous Sarah Peters. Sarah Peters, how are we doing?
Hello, very good. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. So take that carrot off your head, please, because there's no banter on this show. And you will be removed. Ask Bob Roode. Oh, wait, you can't because he was too banterous and he got kicked out.
It's true.
And he carried on being banterous and he was put in storage for 4 weeks. But that's what's happened.
He's still in that storage.
We're not afraid to do it. Joining me as well, it is a wrestling news show. So, of course, we have a world-class wrestling journalist in the form of Aaron Franklin. Aaron, how are we doing?
Yes, not bad. I can confirm that WWE has not been sold.
Good. We'll get to that. But Lou put it best. Sorry, Scoop L put it best. We will not listen to any rumours until Aaron Franklin has said that that's what's happening. Yeah. That's, you know what I mean?
So if you like Terry and believe everything you read, don't believe it.
What about him?
Don't believe it till the wrestling journalist in the room says so. And also joining me is the ever-present, well-renowned, wonderful Scoop L.
Scoop L.
Any scoops?
Yeah.
Go on.
Got some scoops. John Cena has been filming additional segments for WWE in Tampa, Florida with Austin Theory.
Oh.
Scoops. Well, from Fightful Select, obviously. That's where I got scoops from.
Yeah, that's where all your scoops come from. Yeah. That is his dream match, isn't it? So.
Who've seen us? Yeah.
Yeah.
Always
imagine.
Always dreamt of a match with Austin Theory.
Yeah. Even before Austin Theory was born,
it's a weird
there's going to be some kid who's going to fuck up Money in the Bank, and I'm going to I'm going to have a match with him later on. Right, we'll start with the big news. We discussed it in length last week, but the sale of WWE. Lots of things have happened. We'll start off with Mr. Vince McMahon. He's obviously, I mean, he's hostile. The word we're going to use for the for the takeover of the board.
A power play.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it, Peters. The way he's got on, other shareholders aren't amused, and there's a lawsuit going around. Is it? I haven't read into this. Is it because he got rid of some people to put his own men on the board? Is that what we're saying?
The people that he sacked already and brought back odd five. George Berry.
Yeah, he's imposing his will on the company.
Right.
I think it's more the way that he's forced himself back onto the board.
Right.
And not happy with it.
George Barrios, with a massive forehead.
But America's weird, isn't it? Because this lawsuit's only in one state. Is that right?
It's in Delaware, but Delaware is where most companies, I think even WWE, are registered because of tax reasons.
Look at the size of that forehead.
Oh, for God's sake. What have I told you about Banner Peters? I thought that was going to be like a nice article to what's going on.
It is massive. Have a look.
Yeah, that's more of a six said that, isn't it? The forehead.
It's like half the size of his head. It's like Megamind.
Yeah, cool, nice one. Yeah, adults back in the room. So it's in Delaware, but if it goes through Delaware, you feel like it's going to be. It's the best place to do it.
I'm assuming WWE is registered in Delaware like every other company. There's one building. Side note: there's one building in Delaware that holds like 25% of all businesses. Technically, a headquarter. Yeah. Because of some sort of tax loophole. So. Yeah, everyone's registered in Delaware, but Eric Bischoff thinks it will go through because you've got to prove a loss, and that's the only reason you can sue because you're at a loss. And the share price has gone up about 20% since Vince came back, so it's going to be very difficult.
That's because they know there's a sale coming up in there.
Yeah. I don't think it's because they think Vince is a creative genius who got his back.
No,
because it went up more than that when he left. I think it's because because they're going to sell.
All right, so more things to do with the board. Stephanie McMahon has resigned. She was co-CEO, was she?
Yeah.
She's gone. Has she been replaced, or is Nick Khan having the full lot now?
No, Nick Khan's got the full lot, I believe.
Khan's got the full lot, and there's only like 5 people left on the board. There's 11 at the start of the week.
And 3 of them are George Barrios' forehead.
Yeah.
That's actually all right for you, Peters. Okay, well, please, dear.
He's on one.
Oh, he dabbed, he ruined it. So, Stephanie McMahon's gone. I mean, why do we think this has happened?
Well, she stepped down before, didn't she? before I just forgot about Ainsley straight over your shoulder. She stepped down, didn't she, before Vince retired? So I think it's kind of been in the works for a while.
Do we think it's because of Vince though?
And then he swung his grapefruits about, and she's like, "I fuck this."
Is there a rift in the family? Are we having a?
Oh,
is she
100%.
going to release a Netflix documentary and then whinge about it for 5 years?
And go on about Elizabeth Arden cream on a todger.
what a do let him release that. He recorded it. I said,
I know, he's read it out. And I put it down. It came back with a flood of memories, and I put it down there on my todger. Brilliant.
There you go. So that's Vince's autobiography if you read that.
Is that what's that? Do we think that's what's happening?
What?
Yeah, because originally she did step down last year. Right? If you remember what happened, she stepped down, but it was a leave of absence. She was still on the board. But then everyone kind of like buried her. There's a lot of stuff like, oh, she was shit anyway. News reports coming out. Then everything started changing because obviously this was why Triple H was kind of off sick as well. All this was kicking off. Then obviously this whole thing with Vince happened. She came back. Actually, Steph's all right. Actually, it was the kind of the new leaks. But now she's like gone. Like she's not just kind of took a leave of absence. She's not on the board. She's not anything. She's out of the company.
Seems to be very sad by this as well.
Yeah. I think the talent, a lot of talent are up in arms, aren't they, with it all?
No, I don't blame them, to be fair.
Do we think this is going to have an effect on Triple H then?
No.
Do we think he's going to carry on?
Well, he had a talent meeting us on Friday before SmackDown. Said, "Look, Vince is here just to sell the company. Don't worry about it. I'm still in charge." But then he said, "Well, sometimes Vince might give me ideas or something, but I'm the one who's like got the final say," which sounds a bit.
But it sounds like Vince wants.
It's still his father-in-law, isn't it? Is he saying that because they're going to have the conversation? I know we all hate Vince and we all think Triple H is doing a miles better job in the company. But Vince has still got some good ideas, probably. I mean, the man's had more wins than losses, hasn't he? You know what I mean?
Yeah, just I think he's lost his touch, hasn't
he? In the last 15 years.
At this point, it'd be like Arsene Wenger ringing up Arteta and be like, "By the way, mate."
Yeah, but to give advice, Vince came up with the head of the table.
Yeah, well, or was it Paul Heyman? But
the
other thing as well is apparently Vince has been like bringing other departments to be like, "You're doing it wrong." So that's also what's happening.
Yeah,
so I think people are a bit concerned. I think you just want in any company though, you just want stability, don't you? You want to know what's going on.
Yeah, and I think nothing is kind of set in stone. I mean, it's all over the place.
Millionaires have entered the pool of buyers, even though I don't think they've got enough money to buy it. Tony Khan and Shad Khan have said that Tony Khan said he's interested in a merger. I thought his words were clever. He's not said he's interested in buying WWE. He says he's interested in a merger. I think what Shad Khan is where it was DVD 11 billion or something like that, and it's going for 8. Yeah, he's obviously got Fulham and Jacksonville. They're not going to be cheap, are they? So I don't know what's the
playoffs for the first time.
Yeah, I don't know what his actual business is, Shade Khan. I don't know how he made his money, but it seems unlikely he would buy it.
Tony Khan's a decent director of football and football manager as well.
Right, yeah, cheers, Peter, coming up with it.
Well, he's in real life. He's in real life at the moment, isn't he?
Man apparently gets paid £2,400 a week at Fulham.
Yeah, nice one.
Welcome.
I completely lost my train of thought now.
Tony Khan's dad business.
So Tony Khan said he's interested in a merger. He would be, because I don't know how this came up. I don't know if he was asked or if he's just come out and said it. I'm assuming he was asked in an interview at some point. How viable do you think the Khans being involved in WWE is?
Tony Khan's dad owns Flex and Gate, an American supplier of motor vehicle components.
Right, that's where he's
nice
money.
In comparison to, I mean, Saudi are the favourites, aren't they, to buy? Probably followed by Fox, I believe. I think they're the big two, aren't they? From what I've been reading on the internet. They ain't got the Khans ain't got anywhere near as much money as the Saudis, and obviously Vince is going to want the best price he can for the company.
He'll make a lot of money off it, won't he?
From a wrestling fan perspective, I think all wrestling fans would prefer Tony Khan to buy it. I just don't think it'll happen.
Well, it's like I think we were discussing this the other day, weren't we? Big with Lou and Peters. It's not like WWE's going out of business. It's not. People are saying parallels to WCW merger or the buyout, but it's not the same, is it? Because WWE don't have to sell, so they're not going to sell to somebody who can't afford it. They're going to sell it to the highest bidder.
I think
the ball's firmly in WWE's court.
I think what Tony Khan would the best. I mean, I don't think it'll happen straight up. I'd probably still put my money on NBC Universal picking it up. But if it was going to happen, I don't think it'd be Tony Khan doing it. I think it'd be Warner Bros. Would be buying it, licensed the WWE name to AEW. To use that's the way you'd go about it. Because
you don't think it'll become AEW? No,
because I just think the WWE brand name's got too much value in it.
That was going to be my next question. How would you play it? Do you stick to your? I don't know. It's sort of like you give up. Do you make AEW the biggest wrestling brand in the world, or do you use the name recognition of WWE?
I think you use the name recognition of WWE.
I would book it exactly how I sent in the group chat the other day, and you do it word for word, the exact promo that Vince did on the night he appeared on Nitro.
I imagine the heat.
The wrestling world would just explode, and I think it'd be absolutely brilliant.
It melts.
But I don't think it'll ever happen.
Like, oh my god, 7 stars incoming.
Yeah, I think I would. I'm a big fan of brand splits, so I would keep them differently, and I would have AEW's WWE. I think is how I would have it.
Just think of the dream matches that you'd have, though.
Yeah, from that point of view,
you'd have Roman via Omega. You'd have CM Punk coming across and winning the WWE or AEW Universal Championship because they'll fucking merge it all, won't they? If Tony Khan got his way.
I don't know. He loves a belt, though, doesn't he? Tony Khan.
Yeah.
Belts for everyone.
Do you reckon he don't have any to pull his trousers up, and that's why he feels as though he needs to create those on AEW?
Again, hard-hitting journalism from Tony Peters. Asking the questions that we all want to know.
Serious question.
I don't know, Peters. It's the answer to that.
Deserves a serious answer, us. Give the man one right now.
Maybe it's a rumor we can start. Tony Khan doesn't have any belts.
Can't afford a belt.
I've lost what I was going to say again. Right,
you can't afford a belt. How can he afford WWE? I think we've just we've nixed this rumor right here, right now, haven't we?
Just for fun, do we think the wrestling world would react better if AEW bought WWE or if WWE bought AEW? Because the same thing's happening. It's going to kill the independents. Which one would be received better?
AEW buying WWE.
No, I think the opposite.
Because I think all the fanboys that are just like, oh my god, Tony.
Yeah.
I just think it's hilarious that he's bought Vince McMahon out. And if he did it the other way, it'd be funny to watch them cry, actually.
But then we might get 20 years of AEW tribute shows going forwards, like we still do with ECW.
Yeah. Well, I just wonder because it's the same thing in it, but I wonder which one.
I was sad like WrestleMania 60. It'll be like some sort of bingo hall that's got like a 50-year-old Kenny Omega tagging with like Warner Young's kids. Yeah.
Having like 60-minute matches, but there's only 2 moves because they're that old and slow.
Yeah,
and they're both super kicks.
Yeah.
Right. Let's move on. We'll stay with AW. No, actually, we'll finish off with WWE. Chelsea Green has been signed. She's waiting, basically, to be told what to do. I wonder if they're waiting for after Royal Rumble or in the Royal Rumble.
I reckon she'll come out at Royal Rumble. I just hope she has better luck this time on the main roster than what she did last time.
Well, she got injured in a dark match. Oh, was it a first match?
It was the first match. She was meant to win, wasn't she? And then she got pushed off the apron, I think.
Yeah, she was meant to qualify for something, wasn't she? Was it like the Survivor Series or Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, she re-broke her wrist, didn't she? That she broke in NXT as well. It feels like one of them where she was a bit like Darren Anderson, just always when it got to the big stage, crumbled, just got injured all the time. Sick. Correct though.
That's true. I mean, I don't know how good Chelsea Green is. I don't
I
think
hope this time around it works better. She took a massive bump with Diana Perazzo in Impact through a double table. It was ridiculous.
Where does she fit in the WWE women's division? Is she upper? Is she mid card, lower mid card, jobber, championship, champion material?
Not anytime soon though, because I think the next big champion is going to be Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley v Flair at WrestleMania.
I think she'll be. Yeah, I don't think she'll be it, but she can be. I think she'll be in and around the picture though. But I think Rebecca Lynch is winning the Rumble for me.
I'd have someone different win it personally.
I would have someone different.
I'd have Ripley. I'd have Ripley win it.
That would be good.
I would like Ripley to win it, but I don't think she will because of Judgment Day.
Ripley Flair didn't. They got it all wrong because Rhea Ripley was like the babyface.
Yeah,
they got it all wrong. She was wearing white. Rhea Ripley didn't wear white.
She doesn't anymore.
Well, I guess Triple H has got time to right that wrong, Danny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Book him. Well, hopefully he does. Book himself. He can just hold on for a couple more weeks, couple more months. Yeah.
Yeah, Judgment Day suddenly where they started out, you wouldn't think they'd end up where they currently are now.
No, they've done really well.
They're probably one of the best things on WWE TV at the moment.
Is that just because of Dominic Mysterio?
Dominic Mysterio's done really
well. Prison Dom, yeah.
Prison Dom. But
I absolutely love his bandana.
But I think Chelsea Green could easily mix it up with someone like Rhea Ripley or one of the champs. 100%.
Is she that good? I've not seen a lot of her. Is she that good?
She is good.
No, she's very, very good.
She's very good.
We know in NXT, did she? She won the champion.
No, she got injured, didn't she?
She not? I thought she did.
She not. She won NXT Women's Champion though.
She had the same injury on a debut match in NXT and the main roster.
Yeah.
Broke her wrist on both.
Broke her wrist on both. But she's very creative because she's like did the Laurel Van Ness character, the Hot Mess, which was just I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's really clever. It's like half like crazy wife and a half normal wife.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's very good. But no, she didn't win anything.
Right, we will jump to AEW and we will start with FTR. They've been granted time off from AEW. Their contract expired in April.
Did anybody see the segment on Rampage?
No.
They basically had the pants pulled down and showed their Y babies. And this was the stuff they were bitching and moaning about in WWE. And obviously everyone's bitching and moaning about it, saying how shit this segment was. And it looked terrible.
But have they been written off TV then? What?
I don't know. I couldn't work it out. Probably. But I know...
Not a good segment if you don't know what's happened at the end of it.
Honestly, it was a terrible segment. It was something like, like how the OC were going, old fart.
Right.
Like that sort of humour. Literally, they had the pants down, the trousers pulled down, and they're like tripping over him, trying to run away and stuff. It's like, I thought FTR meant to be these big brutes guys falling over the trousers.
Nah, they're not even in the top 10 tag teams, isn't it?
I don't really like them. I think
not
they're shit. I don't think they're shit, but I just think they're a bit boring.
Do we think they're going to split up?
No. Because I don't think any company would book them as a singles competitor, as a credible
I think the one
challenger for any title. I think that'd be what they want, is to go for titles, and I don't think either of them are credible as a competitor for
I think the one with hair is better than the bald one.
And yet everyone thinks the bald one is the better one because they think he's better, like as good as Bret Hart, don't they? Basically.
He's been the hipster's choice, isn't he, of wrestler of the year.
Yeah, I like the haired one.
The haired one.
Cash Wheeler, I believe.
At least one of us knows.
Yeah, I am. No, I can. If I was them, I'd be keeping a very close eye on what is happening at WWE at the moment.
I think they'll go back.
Because Triple H would push him.
He liked him in NXT, didn't he?
But Vince isn't going to, is he? So
I think they'll go back.
Yeah, well, difficult time for him to commit, I think, at the moment. But that's what I think.
You've got to April, that, haven't you? I think a sale could probably go through before April.
I think Vince would have pushed them. And I know we've seen the rumours of the chat machine. I think Vince was trying to... Maybe it was the wrong personality, but Vince was trying to give them a personality.
I don't think Vince will be around in 3 months' time. I think as soon as his sale's over, he's gone. That's it.
But
done.
I don't think they need a personality though. I think they're one of them tag teams that can get away without it.
No, but when people say like Vince wouldn't push him out, I think he would. I think Vince thinks they need a personality. Whether that's right or wrong. I think if they'd have done what Vince wanted them to do, he would have. I think he would have pushed them. They would have been champions.
You won't get
as far as a tag team can go in WWE.
Yeah, so you won't get that far as a tag team with Vince because he doesn't really care for.
You don't like tag teams, does it?
You know, if you look at the emphasis Triple H put on tag team wrestling in NXT compared to what Vince did on the main roster, we've not had a really strong tag division since like 2001.
No, but you can make it. I would say the New Day have got to be. They're Vince creations. They've got to be. All of them have had Hall of Fame careers.
No, yeah, they've got like legendary careers, but they've not. You're not going to get that from the Revival because they're all based on personality. Really, that many classic New Day matches. Like there's the Usos Hell in a Cell, but there's not many where you look back and think, "Oh, what a great New Day."
Really, the Uso moments are Kofi getting back into the Rumble.
Yeah.
The problem is with New Day, they had no tag teams to go up against. So I think that's why they were so big. Because they had no other tag team that could put titles on. That time. Usos had only just kind of come into it, hadn't they? And they were just kind of found in the way.
They've got a really good gimmick as well, haven't they? Like a really friendly, sort of sellable gimmick, the New Day.
Yeah, but on paper,
just generally funny.
On paper, that's a stupid gimmick.
It works.
Yeah, but they can make it work. The Revival won't be capable of making it work.
I know, I've been saying everyone's kicking off about the Revival, and we've all seen it, the shatter machine and the baggy pants and the big clock thing. And I think that, I don't know if that's maybe not the right gimmick. I can see why Vince would want to give them a gimmick.
Yeah, to a point.
Whether that was the right gimmick, I don't know. But I see. I don't think Vince was burying them for the sake of burying them because he's not stupid.
I can see that thing at the end of it being like, you've won so much. Here's what you're doing.
Yeah, well, maybe, but you know what I mean.
Dax Howard has a high propensity to whinge.
Oh,
now he's got his podcast. I don't think he's going to help himself.
Apparently, he's pissed people off with that. Isn't
he? Yeah.
Do you know who is the biggest whinger of all time? And I've been going through a lot through all of 2022. No, it's not. It's not Sasha Banks.
I forgot.
So it's not. It's not.
It's not a week off.
Somebody who's gone from WWE to AEW. I have gone through a year's worth of news, and every fucking article about this female wrestler has been her slagging off WWE. It is Ember Moon. I don't know what she's called now. Athena. Honestly, every week she was in another podcast or doing another interview saying how glad she is to be in AEW, and how WWE sucks. She lost a passion for wrestling WWE. She was rubbish. She hated it. She hated what she's doing. She's gone to AEW. She's freeing. And then you get further on in the year when it's obviously not worked out for her because she's only all right. And she's like, yeah, well, nah. Now I get to turn heel, and now I get to do this. She just whinges and whinges and whinges and whinges and whinges. She's the biggest whinger I've ever seen.
Question: is she worse than Bret Hart? Because Bret Hart's fucking the worst.
He's a lot on the moment, isn't he?
That is also hilarious. Bret Hart whinging about stuff.
Did you know Goldberg ended his career?
What?
I feel like he's only been like I know he's probably already having that grudge, but I feel like he's really playing up to it last 6 months or so.
Yeah, because he can't play on the Shawn Michaels screw job anymore because they made up, didn't they?
Yeah.
So now he's moved on to Goldberg. Just pathetic old man.
Apparently,
it might be salty though that Goldberg's getting millions of dollars to wrestle in Saudi Arabia, and he hasn't. But he won't do it anyhow. So
apparently, his book's absolute hoot. He just goes on about shagging other women all the time.
Yeah, I've read it. It is. Yeah, that's basically
from Bret Hart.
Yeah.
What the rumor? It was him and Sonny.
Yeah, Sonny Days.
Yeah, that was.
Literally, I think his book is just about. Yeah, I won this match, then I went and shagged someone and cheated on my wife.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah.
So that's why you hated Shawn Michaels, wasn't it? That was that.
Yeah, the Sonny Days.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Right then. So sticking with AW, Sting is planning to retire this year. Do you know what? I was a bit apprehensive about Sting coming back.
What's the resurgence?
But from what I've been told, he's been booked quite well. He's a bit of a lunatic, Sting. Some of the stuff he's done in this run, but it would have been a shame for him to go out the way he did with WWE because that last match, I know his shoulder popped or whatever, didn't it?
His neck.
You got knocked out. Yeah,
Stinger, didn't he?
Yeah.
From the buckle bomb, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That would have been a travesty if that was Sting's last match. The way it happened, because I remember watching it thinking this is because Seth Rollins had a good match with Cena before, hadn't they? And then he was wrestling again for the WWE title, and it was awful, but obviously there's a reason for that. So I don't know who his last match is going to be against. I'm assuming it's going to be in AEW.
Yeah, it's going to involve Darby Allin.
Which he seems to
have... in some. I think at some point we're going to get Darby turn on Sting, and Sting will put him over, and that'll take him to the end of his career.
It's just obviously Sting's just seen Great Muta's retirement sequence. I guess they don't just have one match; do they have like a few? And he said he was trying to get Darby Allin involved in one of the matches. So I wonder if Sting's going to do something similar to that.
Yeah, maybe. I'm calling it now though. By the end of the year, we will see an AEW Hall of Fame, and he'll be the first person put into the Hall of Fame. He'll be the first person to go into all three Hall of Fames.
Yeah. And you know what? You can't really argue, can you? Yeah.
For me, he's probably number one for me.
For all
the career that he's had.
Yeah. I would have said, if it was just AEW and WWE, I would have been tempted to say Jericho instead. But you've got to put Impact in there, haven't you?
Oh, Impact, yeah. He had a fantastic career.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
WCW as well, yeah.
Look at Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's TNA career was better than his WWE career.
Yeah, it was long. I can't believe it was longer. It's absolutely baffling.
Some of his best matches across in Impact.
Yeah. So, I wonder if it is Darby Allin, is that a good way to go? Would we rather see that than the next person I'm going to go on to a match similar to his?
Do you know, I wouldn't be against it if his last match wasn't in AEW and they did something along the lines with Conrad again.
Yeah.
And you had him tagging with Darby, or he was tagging with someone against Darby and someone else. Wouldn't be against that. If that's the route he wants to go down. It'd be nice to have a show dedicated to him, a bit like Ric Flair's last match.
I was just going to say that if they do it on AEW, I hope it's not just a bit like Kurt Angle's third match on a card. Doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah,
and then that's it done. I hope it is something where it's a big occasion.
Yeah, I think they need to do some. I think he needs to do something with Conrad.
Well, that's his business. Ricky Steamboat's getting the next one, isn't he?
Yeah, which Ric Flair's apparently fuming.
We will. We'll just go on to Ric Flair now. He's begging to do another match. Rick, I say this for every wrestling fan ever. Just stop,
no,
please.
He wants to die in the ring.
He is the wrestler, isn't he? He is the wrestler. Yeah. It's just so. No wonder all old wrestlers were pissed off about that movie because it's so lifelike. They can't leave it alone.
Well, apparently, so he said on his podcast, he's announced that obviously he's been asking people to kind of book him, get back in the ring. He's saying it's his own fault for his last match at the pay-per-view because he didn't drink enough water that day. He was dehydrated. Apparently, after the match, he downed 5 beers. He was so dehydrated.
I'm assuming Conrad, as his son-in-law, won't book him.
I don't think it'll be with Conrad.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I'm assuming Rick said, let's do another one. Conrad said, no, we're not doing another one. Which is why he's appealing to other people.
You've got to have, as a promoter, you've got to have some sort of trust with your audience. You can't book Ric Flair's last match and do another one less than a year later.
There'll be a promotion out there that will do it though.
Yeah, and it's from Ric Flair he had the perfect ending. He had the perfect retirement match against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. He then came back. The match itself wasn't great, but he had a very good second ending. He had a full pay-per-view around him. All his mates came. Everybody's worked with over the years was there. He left to a standing applause. He'd wrestled with one of his son-in-laws. Just stop. What's it going to take? Does anybody want to see Ric Flair wrestle?
No.
In a morbidly curious way. Yeah.
What?
I called this though months ago.
That is true.
Feuds would like to see. Called it.
I mean, I don't know what it is. It must be the highest performing, I guess. He's been doing it for.
He doesn't know how to do anything
years.
else, does he? That's the problem. He doesn't know how to do anything else.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to do anything else. I think he said in the past that he wants to die in the ring, and I think that's what it will come to. You know, he'll go down in history.
Yeah,
probably for the wrong reasons.
One last time with a stinger. What else can you see that?
I was thinking, am I interested? Do I want to see Ric Flair and Sting team together? You know, they've been traditional enemies all the time. Do I want to see them team together?
I don't think Sting would.
Hogan. No, I don't think he will.
I've seen Hogan around for a while. Yeah. Something to think about.
Hogan and Flair. One last time.
Yeah, do a tour in Australia.
Sting
for all time's sake.
Sting versus Jeff Hardy last match.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Jeff Jarrett.
Should we have
fucking Jeff Jarrett?
Well, we have a triple threat. Let's get Austin wants another match, doesn't he? Let's get Austin, Sting. No, Austin, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Cena. Fucking throw Cena in there. Let's have a fiddle forward.
Austin would not do that.
That I would pay to watch.
Let's just shoot.
Yeah. Like, Cena's going to win that. This is a machine.
Ladder match.
Just Rick, just stop. Does somebody just need to bite the bullet and hire him? Is he still mates with Triple H? Triple H just hire him as a manager just to keep him out of the ring.
What? Go back to Charlotte Flair?
No.
Yeah, go back to assaulting women on TV.
Or getting Lacey Evans pregnant again.
That would be the most Ric Flair thing of all time, wouldn't it? How old is he? Is he 70s?
Oh, easily.
Yeah,
because I know he obviously looks
older.
He's
like 73, ain't he?
73, yeah. Do you reckon when he spunks, he just goes woo?
He's not as old as Vince McMahon.
He looks because he could have been Vince's illegitimate son, couldn't he? I don't remember teasing that on the. He was like, I could be anyone on the roster, and then he wooed. 73 he is, yeah.
73. Well, apparently, speaking of, Vince McMahon was going to retire him, wasn't he? When they had that feud. That was the plan. And then Rick, he decided to carry on.
Yeah.
Rick gone with it.
Well, they signed him as a non-wrestler. When he went across from WCW, and he came.
He was wrestling his shirt, wasn't he?
They were determined not to have him wrestle, and that lasted about 2 months, I think, and then he had a match. But yeah.
And the final bit of news before we go on to the big news is Santino Marella signed with Impact. He left WWE.
As
who?
He signed as the Director of Authority.
Do you know what? He's
like
entertaining.
Like GM, essentially.
Yeah.
Respect my authority.
He's very entertaining. Has he done anything since he left WWE?
No.
On the Indies.
Yeah, he's got a wrestling school, I think, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's been doing a lot of stuff on the Indies.
I think his daughter wrestles for NXT as well.
Ah, right.
She does, yeah.
Good for him, because he's part of some absolutely great. I don't know if it was Regal who made the segments or Santino Marella, but he's part of some of the best segments Raw's ever had. So when he's on the stage and he kicks off Lillian Garcia and he starts rapping about the Condemned. That's got to be one of the best segments.
And the dating game, obviously.
The dating game.
But yeah, didn't he came in an old Bret Harted, Moose and Joe Hendry. Moose cheated to win. And then Santino came out and went, no. And then Joe Hendry.
But was it a long count or was it a Bret Hart?
I don't know. I didn't actually see it. I just saw the Santino coming out. But...
well, good for him.
Good for Joe Hendry as well. Friend of the show.
Digital media champion.
Yeah.
Right. The big news is there was a return in wrestling this week. Wednesday night, we got the long-awaited clash at the Andrew Castle.
Yes.
WWF returned to our screens.
Sure did.
Big views. Thank you everybody who watched. Lou, do you want to go through the results?
Yeah, we'll do. So it's a full card, right? Let me just get the card up, actually.
Full pay-per-view.
I can't remember what all of these matches went in, but I can tell you what happened.
It wasn't the news I thought you were going to end on.
What did you think I was going to end on?
Ginny retiring.
Who?
Yeah, Ginny.
Ginny, your queen.
She was tired.
She'll be back.
No, she's
I thought you meant that. I thought you meant from Harry Potter. I was like,
What, Ginny Weasley?
yeah. Good on her. She's been through a
Right,
lot.
we've been watching the Harry Potter. Has anyone seen the Half-Blood Prince?
Seen them all.
Yeah.
seen them all.
Just why is it just the horniest film ever? Why are they all just real horny?
It's a teenager, isn't it? That's
It's
what happens when
fucking
you're a
weird.
teenager.
Just shag. Just get on with it.
You can't. It's a children's film, isn't it, mate? You can't.
Just imagine adult Harry Potter.
Pretty sure they're all 14 as well, Peters.
What? It's not my fault, is it? It's not my fault they're real horny, isn't it?
But, you know, maybe not wonder why they're not shagging each other.
You know what?
Right, just to stop a lawsuit and stop us getting cancelled, I'm going to go through the WWF.
Yeah, thank you. Then. Cheers.
Yeah,
Actually,
sorry,
Andrew
you
Castle.
you can cut that bit if you want, though.
Don't have time. So the KFC Championship in the chicken coop match opened the show.
What was a chicken coop match?
Drumstick 2.0 defeated Drumstick Hodgie.
Disgusting.
So yeah, he's got the drumstick rights to drumstick now, and he's still the KFC champion. Then we had Business Pig versus the Pringles World Order's own Adam Owens. Adam Owens picked up the win through nefarious means.
He's nefarious, Adam Owens.
Then we had a contract match. So 2 new debutants coming in to get a contract. So we had Dave Barista and Brother Teresa.
What on earth did Dave Barista look like?
Well, he's Batista, but he likes Starbucks.
Right.
Just had the apron on.
It was fantastic.
And then Brother Teresa was, I should imagine.
Was it Hulk Hogan as Brother Teresa?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
I won't mention the one that I thought it might have been.
But Brother Teresa won.
Oh,
So
got the contract.
welcome in.
Absolutely burying talent.
Yeah, very in talent already. Well, let's see what happens. What next for Dave Barista? It's hard to tell.
Did he get enough respect to get a contract in the O?
We'll see what the authorities think, if there is any authorities, because Red Shoes is still out injured. Then we had the good old fashioned backyard match. Rand took on Guy Fieri in a match where there was only shovels and hammers and one ladder below the ring. And I think he had to win by knockout. Couldn't remember the rules because I'd set it up before the hiatus. But I can't remember who won actually. Is it Rand? Rand won, I think, in the end. Yeah. Beat Guy Fieri.
So Rand should finish now. We can get on and grill.
Yeah, the man just wants to grill. He don't want all this nonsense. He just wants to grill. And then we had the WWF Tag Team Championships, the Triple Threat TLC match. So we had the Service Crew, Wilder John and 2 Day Cooks, taking on Medium Plastic and Small Wooden Gorilla, taking on the Pringles World Order's own, Mr. Pringles and Hollywood Randy Hogan. And the Pringles World Order won. They're
disgraceful.
Continuing the domination, so they're 2 for 2 now.
Disgraceful.
Pringles World Order tonight. And then we had
celebrated. Mr. Pringles took a lot of drugs out of his head and went out to the crowd.
Yeah, so all the kids in the crowd.
Slander again, Mr. Pringles.
Can you confirm or deny if Mr. Pringles has drugs in his head?
Oh, we don't need to go into salacious rumours, so I think I'm saying we'll be responding to that.
Disgraceful.
Yeah,
shouldn't have a contract.
Well, he does, and he's a champion now. So, but I agree. The Pringles World Order are all nefarious. Maybe none of them should have contracts. But then we go on to the Undisputed Championship. Big Mel Gorilla taking on the Pringles World Order's new leader, the Big Bad Wolf.
Not really the Pringles World Order then anymore, are they?
Well, they still got the branding. All right, it's good. It all makes sense. You don't believe us, but the Big Bad Wolf won with a cheeky eye poke and a low blow. You know, ending the Big Male Gorilla. The Big Male Gorilla was coming to a year. He won it obviously at the Restaurant Rumble.
Terrible booking.
And the
awful booking.
The Big Bad
screwed. It was a champion for a year and it ended in a schmoz.
And at the end of this, well, it was a disgraceful act from the Big Bad Wolf, and obviously he was accompanied by Adam Hollins and what we believe to be a business horse.
Who's booking this? Kevin Nash.
Tenders. Well, who's Kevin Nash? This is good. This is good booking. And then we had the main event, nurse. The one we've all been waiting for. We had Terry Taker versus Under Peters, which I think we can all agree that Under Peters looked fantastic.
Which one was Under Peters?
He was the Undertaker dressed as Terry Peters.
Yeah.
Terry Saker was obviously Terry Peters dressed.
I still maintain you should have put a skin-coloured swimming cap on him. I think.
Yeah, it was hard to do. I had to like dye his hair in the end the same colour because it just I couldn't get the skin. The cap won't work. It looked too.
Yeah, no, but it would have been funny if it looked like a cap because it looked like Undertaker stored all his hair under it.
You could only do it with Yeah, it just I tried a few things. I even tried one of those like lucha masks where it's just the face, but it didn't work. But anyway, I can't remember who won. I think it was Under Peters.
Under Peters, I think.
Under Peters won. Yeah. But that was it. That was pay-per-view. Then I had to go on Fall Guys and dived off to there when I was in a winning position, which was
you had to go on Fall Guys and embarrassed everyone.
No, I did all right. Got to the
second slash round.
Down. No, I did all right. It was good that. It's good. Didn't get any crowns, but we did all right.
You did some stupid stuff. You jumped off about 5 times.
Yeah, I jumped off that. When I jumped off last ball when I was just about to potentially win it, that was annoying. I thought I was safe. I went to look back on the replay and see what I did there, but just misjudged the gap, didn't I?
Have you got any shows for Wednesday? Any matches for Wednesday?
We're going back across stories to the weekly Wednesday wrestling. But what I can confirm is because it nearly made it onto they were building up to Clash at Henry Castle before the hiatus. But we're going to see a Disco Viking take on Bully, accompanied by Jim Boyne.
Right, I was going to say Bully as in
the bull
from Bullseye.
From Bullseye, yeah.
Next one, yeah, cool.
And also we've got
why would that not be a match?
we've got another new talent initiative contract match as well.
Right. Okay. Which you've told me off camera you are very excited about.
Of one of the participants, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say anymore. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. So the only place to find out is to be there on Wednesday at twitch.tv/wrestlearound.
Yeah, good stuff.
Right, wonderful. That has been the news. We are returning on Wednesday with the big fat wrestling quiz of 2022. So, Terry Peters, thank you for joining me. Aaron, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Scoop L, thanks for joining us.
Scoop L.
Thank you everybody for listening and join us on Wednesday for another episode of Wrestling Around.